Hey everyone, welcome back to the Rawhide Roundup. I'm your host, Heather Dallas, and today we are continuing our Countdown to CattleCon series. And I've got a special guest today who has been Cassie and I's contact with the CattleCon and NCBA for the last few years. She's our go-to. She's done great things with us. And if I have any questions, she's who I'm going to. So, without further ado, let's welcome Lindsay Clark. She is the Associate Director of Sales and Corporate Relations. I had to get all that out there, Lindsay, but welcome, Lindsay, to the podcast.
Thank you, Heather. Appreciate that. Thanks for having me on your podcast today.
Yeah, of course. Your title to me was the go-to, but I know I had to get your official title,
It's a
sales and
mouthful.
corporate relations. But
Yes.
um,
Yeah.
so like I said, you've been our go-to. You've always been able to answer questions. We always get to see you at the show, and you kind of are everywhere when it comes to CattleCon. You guys do a lot of work before the show. So why don't you give us a little bit of kind of a background of your position and like what that entails with CattleCon?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been on the sales and corporate relations team here at NCBA for about 4 years. So this will be my fourth convention. And what I am primarily responsible for are working with companies that support the beef industry and connecting them to opportunities through sponsorships, marketing, and partnerships with NCBA. And it really kind of all comes together at CattleCon. And you get to see these companies kind of promote their brand and participate in educational sessions to educate attendees on what their new technology is happening for their products and services. So it's a very rewarding job to see it all come together at CattleCon. But I also do sponsorships and marketing year round outside of CattleCon as well.
Yeah, I know we've used, you by setting up our Cattlemen to Cattlemen, um, series, like doing those interviews, setting those up at the show.
Yeah.
And those have always been really successful for us. A lot of people tune into you guys for
Yeah.
those. Um,
Yes. So NCBA has multiple media platforms. One is our Cattlemen to Cattlemen TV show. And we also have a newspaper that goes out every month to our members, as well as a Directions magazine goes out once a year. And then, of course, we have a newsletter and social posts and things like that that companies can reach producers through.
yeah. And then don't you guys also do like is it the beef bulletin?
Correct. Yep. The
Right.
Beef
Yeah. Okay.
Bulletin is our e-newsletter, goes out every Sunday to NCBA members and gives a update on what's going on in DC and gives a weather update and a market outlook as well. So it's a nice comprehensive piece of information for our members to get in one spot what's going on in DC.
That's awesome. Sometimes when it comes to CattleCon, we're thinking of it as the trade show aspect because that's what we are going for. We are going to be
Yeah.
on the floor. We're an exhibitor. And it's really cool, I think, through those publications and just even when you're out there to see the different meetings that are taking place and what's happening in Washington. And I know when I came out to that summit, somebody came and visited with us about, updates in Washington. And I learned so much through all of that, and
Yeah.
it's kind of cool to remember that side of this week. For us, we're thinking so much trade show, but it's way more
Right.
than the trade show.
Yeah, I'm sure as an exhibitor, you kinda just get lost on the trade show floor and you're just there the whole time, but we actually have meetings going on throughout the whole event as well. Our 7 policy committee meetings get together and discuss, different policies and priorities that they wanna work through that year, as well as our board of directors meet at convention. Yeah, so they do a lot of business at convention as well, not just the trade show. There's a lot going
Yeah,
on.
for sure. We're just
Yeah.
like we're the side note that come check us out while you're there. So come get all the knowledge, go to your meetings, and then
Yep.
come see us on the trade show floor.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Awesome. So as far as cattle cons, you said you've done 4, or this
Yeah,
is your 4th.
correct. This will be my
Yeah,
4th. Yeah.
this will be your 4th. Okay.
Yeah.
And all the years that you've been doing it and kind of been on the floor and been around, do you have any stories of like craziest thing you've seen on the trade show, or just things that have happened, like anything worth noting over the years,
Yeah.
since you've been there?
Yeah. No, that's a really great question. I would say just over the years, just that very first convention I went to in New Orleans, in 2023. That one was just very eye-opening. I just think the sheer magnitude of size of this show is just kind of amazing how big it is, and you walk into the trade show for the first time and you see multiple tractors in there and in companies booths, and then you see the live cattle demonstrations, and there's a lot going on, and there's a lot for everybody who's there. So whether you're a fifth or sixth generation rancher, or if you're just getting started, there's so many things to check out and to do. And we keep growing each year. We have over 380 exhibitors, over 8,300 attendees, and it feels like it keeps getting bigger each year. So I feel like it's just kind of crazy to see how it's evolved, even in the short amount of time I've been with NCBA. And then, you know, another thing, that one of my favorite things about CattleCon is attending the general sessions and hearing the keynote speakers. And one that stuck out to me was Archie Manning. We had him come in New Orleans, actually, and he talked to us just about his story, and him being a father and hardships that he had to deal with. And it was just, I just really loved hearing from him, and I just thought that he was a really great speaker. And we have a lot of other speakers that come to CattleCon as well, but for some reason he kind of just stuck out to me, and I appreciated his story the most, probably because I like the Manning brothers and I like football,
Yeah,
so it was kind of fun to hear how he parented them.
he did
But
a good job.
he did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
interesting. And then this year, am I correct? It's Dale Earnhardt Jr. is one of
that's
the
correct.
speakers? Yeah,
Yep, he's gonna be the opening general session keynote
that's right.
speaker. Yeah, so he'll probably have a pretty interesting story to share as well.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can attest to that first show experience. Orlando was my first show, and I
Oh,
had
okay.
seen yeah, I had seen, my parents had gone down and my sister had been down before and seen pictures, but until you're on that trade show floor for the first time, it is wild how much is going on inside of there, and um, what they can get in. And every year, it's always I go to see what John Deere has put together, because it's like the lights and just it's a whole ordeal. And I don't want to know what all of that would cost. It's an exhibitor.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, they do a
but
good job.
yeah, that's always impressive. And just trying to figure out, it's
Yeah.
hard every year when we get to go sit and pick like which spot we want to have for the next year. You have to kind of try to picture that next year's trade show floor without being there. Like, what spot do we want? And we're kind of
Yeah.
limited being a bigger booth. There's not a lot of options when it comes our time to pick, but it's
Yeah,
still
there's
exciting.
definitely a lot of strategy behind picking a booth, for CattleCon, and it's hard, I feel like, for the exhibitors, because we do change locations each year. Although this year we're gonna be in Nashville back to back, so hopefully that makes it a little bit easier to kinda be more familiar with this convention center, for 2027.
Yeah, I may have to go arm wrestle somebody if I like their spot better. Like, listen, next
Yeah,
year,
yeah.
winner takes this spot. um,
That's
so
how
no,
we
I
should
think that'll
do
be
it.
it could be, and I think it'll be beneficial. Cassie and I were talking, well, how many people will come back the next year? But I think even for exhibitors and attendees, some familiarity might be nice too, to kind of know what you're expecting, you know, what hotel I'm going to go to
Yeah.
this hotel next time, and I'll stay here and do this next time. And so I think it'll still be an exciting show,
Yeah, I think
an
so
event.
too. And I know that's always, our goal here at NCBA is how to make the next one more exciting and keep people for wanting to want to keep coming back. So that's going to be a challenge for Nashville back to back. But one thing at CattleCon. It's a lot of networking, it's a lot of education, a lot of business meetings, but it's also a lot of entertainment. And we have a lot of
Yeah.
fun, and we have these big events at the end of each night, and we have these great keynote speakers that come in. So I'm sure our meetings and events team is working on some exciting things for 2027.
Sure. That's one thing that we did talk about when I was talking to Cassie and Scott and other podcasts was the Thursday night. That's the Boots on Broadway. Or no, that's Wednesday. What is the
That's
Wednesday
Wednesday.
night? That's Wednesday.
Yeah. So Wednesday night is the Boots on Broadway almost, because it's almost on Broadway, but yeah, that's going to be at the Category 10 bar. Yeah, it's like a 3-story bar.
Oh, okay.
Um, it's Luke Combs, that's who it is.
Okay.
Um, and yeah, there'll be a lot of fun entertainment and food and drinks, and it'll just be a great time to connect with people at CattleCon and off the trade show floor,
Yeah.
have some fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we always kind of look forward to that night. I think we still have energy by that night to
Yeah.
go out. And then
Yeah.
by Thursday night, we're typically like, let's just go out to eat and go home because we're getting tired and getting
Yeah.
ready to go home the next day. But the Thursday night, one of our dealers and his wife, Dylan Morgan, they are going to the Ryman and doing
Okay.
Thursday. So they'll be able to experience that and report back to us. So,
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Yeah,
yeah,
I think the Ryman is just such a iconic place for Nashville, so I think that's gonna be a pretty fun show to attend. Um,
yeah,
and we just announced we have Vince Gill performing there, and there'll be 2 shows that night. So one at 7 p.m. and then another at 9 p.m. So give people some options to attend if they have enough energy, to your point, by the
yeah,
end
no,
of the show.
yeah,
And of
awesome,
course,
awesome.
before that performance, we'll have our roto mixer. So that's gonna be our
Yes.
pre-event party, and that's always a fun one to attend as well.
Yeah, I know we've tried to catch that one at the end of the trade show. I think it kind of overlaps the end of the trade show floor, if I remember right. And so we always kind of try to catch the tail end of it.
Yeah. Well, we're bringing back the closing general session this year, so we'll
Okay.
have that session go on from 4 to 5:30, and we have Jimmy Yeary as the keynote speaker for that session. He's an award-winning songwriter, and then it goes right into the Roto Mixer from the closing general session, and that's at Assembly Food Hall. So that'll
Okay.
be lots of food, lots of drinks, and just good times.
Yeah. And we always look forward to, which I'm assuming they're doing it again, is that Monday night before the show, the exhibitors are all getting moved in and they typically have a social the
Yeah,
Monday night. And
that's
that's a networking. Like I feel like we get a lot of visiting done with other exhibitors at that
yeah.
event. It's kind of nice. So,
Yep. That's kind of your guys' opportunity to visit with the other exhibitors and yeah, before the show opens. And yeah, it's just kind of a fun time to get everybody together before everything starts. But we call
yeah.
that our B2B happy hour. Yeah.
That's right, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's always fun, I enjoy that, and it's your pre-sales, like, the next day, you kinda have to turn into,
Yeah.
trade show floor, and so that's, like, your last night,
Yeah.
which we love visiting with the customers and potential
Yeah.
customers, don't get me wrong, but it's kinda nice to chat with everybody in the same corner as you before we start the show.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I think it's important to connect with the other exhibitors and swap stories and yeah, hear what's helps other companies and things like that. I think it's important to have that
yeah.
time together. Yeah.
Definitely, definitely. Okay, well, we appreciate all of your help on the CattleCon side of things, and I, on this podcast, just kind of I'm always interested in how people got jobs, in ag and what their background is, and
Yeah.
kind of how you got started with CattleCon. And so, just going way back, I mean, remind me, you didn't grow up on a ranch, but you grew up on a farm. Is that correct?
Well,
Where did you
so
grow
I
up at?
I grew up in a small town in Illinois, kind of in the middle of the cornfields. Both
That's
my
right.
both my grandparents were farmers, so they grew corn and soybeans. And then my parents were teachers, so I guess am the first generation of my family to not grow up on a farm or ranch. So I lived in town. Now it was a very small town, so ag is huge where I'm from. But I basically got into the cattle business when I attended Colorado State University. I studied animal science, and that's when I first learned about, all the different segments of the industry and got to tour different ranches in Colorado and things like that. And then I kind of took the route of a veterinary technician. So out of school, I was a large animal and small animal vet tech for probably close to 10 years, and then needed a change in careers and saw NCBA was hiring, and I was like, I don't know if I'm cut out for that because I didn't grow up on a ranch. And then I shot my shot, and here I am, and I love going to CattleCon every year and learning about what's out there, and just hearing people's stories and things because I didn't grow up on a ranch. So it's fun to hear everybody's stories and kind of continue learning about this industry. There's always new things to learn, whether you're a fifth or sixth generation farmer or rancher, or if you're just starting out. I think there's something for everybody at CattleCon.
Agreed. Yeah, you do a great job. And I didn't realize until I was looking stuff up before our podcast that you went to Colorado State. So we lived in Wellington until
Oh,
I was in third grade, right outside of Fort Collins.
yeah.
And that's where Dad kind of got started in the rodeo and livestock equipment. But my mom, I hate the fact that this is what happens on the spot. She worked, I believe it was for Colorado State, but it was part of like an AI like breeders system. And so she was involved with Colorado State at one point, and my dad used to go in and watch the practices and the games, and just a lot of history with Colorado State. So I think it's cool that you went there.
Yeah,
It's a great school.
it is. It
Go
is great.
Rams.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. And
Yeah.
then I know you and I were chatting earlier. So in all of this, we do have something else in common. So you went to Texas and played college basketball.
I did, yes. Before I went to Colorado State University, I
Yeah.
played 2 years at a junior college at Weatherford College. Played basketball, and that was super fun. Basketball's always been my favorite sport growing up. So to get to be able to play it after high school was just, yeah, it was a huge treat. And yeah, I loved it. I loved my team. I loved my coach, and I loved Weatherford, Texas too. Weatherford was a neat little town, and cutting capital of the world. So I come from more of a horse background as well, that I don't know if we talked about before, but
Yeah.
growing up, um, I had some horses at my grandparents' house, and we would, trail ride, and we would show them in like the local 4-H show and things like that. But yeah, so
That's awesome.
it's pretty fun.
Yeah, you'll have to talk to Cassie about that. Cassie and Ethan used to show our horses, and
Oh, okay.
um,
Yeah.
I was always the kid who like was kind of involved but not involved in everything. And like I had pigs for 4-H, and like they did when they did steers, I was like, I'm sticking with the pigs.
Pigs,
Like,
yeah. Pigs are hard
um,
to show, yeah.
yeah, it was interesting. I definitely learned my first year I did it, and we were young. Like when we got to junior high, we got so busy with sports that it was hard to stay involved with a lot of that. But my first year, I took them on walks all the time, and we were underweight. So the next year, I was like not taking them on walks, and then they were
Too many
overweight. So
walks.
I should have done one more year to get the right size, but
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah,
it
it's
was a good
hard.
time.
It's hard when you get to, high school age, and you're either playing sports or you're, doing showing animals, or yeah, it's hard to pick, but you kind of have to make that choice. And I definitely was probably in the same boat as you, where I tried too many things and tried to be present in everything, but by the end of it, definitely sports was where my passion was. So I
Yeah, that's funny.
continued that.
So
Yeah.
the musical guest, Scott Wolverton, that is playing at our show, that I had him on the podcast as well. That'll probably come out before this one, but we had the same conversation that he played college baseball, and you just finally get to that age where like you have to pick one, and, he went with the sports route, and
Yeah.
it all works out for us.
Yeah.
We all end up where we're supposed to be. Everything
Yeah.
happens for a reason.
Yes, I agree, and now I'm in this place in my life where I have little kids, and I'm so torn. Do I, raise them out on a farm and they learn, the importance of where your food comes from, or do we stay in our little suburb area and they get to play all the sports and have the community pool and the kids to play with? It's like there's pros to both, but I definitely want them to know where I came from in Illinois. And whenever we go home to visit family, I try to make sure we get them on a combine or we get them out there and they know where food comes from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kinda how we use my parents. So my brother and his wife, like, they do an awesome job with their kids. They're in 4-H
Yeah.
and very involved and doing stuff, and then my sister and her husband, they also have their kids in 4-H, and, they're getting more involved in all that, and my husband's a college football coach, and, we put up this gym, and I said, "We're investing our time in sports," and,
Yeah.
they're gonna get that experience through their family and going to my parents' ranch,
That's
but
perfect. Yeah. The best of both
yeah,
worlds. Yeah.
there
I
you
love
go. Yeah,
that.
it's hard. Parenting is fun,
Yeah.
and so you have 2 little boys,
Yes.
right? And then now you have a little girl on the way very soon.
Girl on the way, yes, and actually, I won't even get to attend CattleCon on site this year because it's too close to my due date, but, I'm happy we're gonna be in Nashville again, so I get to still go to Nashville in 2027, but yeah,
Oh, so
we're,
you're the reason we're going back. They said, "Hey, Lindsay can't be there this year. We gotta go
Yeah.
next year."
Right, right, yeah, that was a smart move, I think, on my part, but yeah, I think we're excited to welcome a girl. It's gonna be different for us. We're excited but scared.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'll do just fine. I bet she'll be super chill and just live life with these big brothers, so
Yeah, she'll always have protectors for sure in everything she does, so, yeah, we're excited. It'll be
awesome.
fun.
Well, congratulations. We're excited for you. We are going to miss you this year. It's gonna be a little
Aw,
different not
yeah,
seeing you at all the events everywhere, but
I know, I'm
we totally
expecting
understand.
a full post-show report and how everything goes and everything like that.
Sure.
I'm
Yep.
excited for you
We'll be
guys.
posting stuff on social media, and we'll keep you up
Yeah.
to date, and there
Yeah,
you go.
I did wanna ask you as an exhibitor, from an exhibitor's perspective, what's your favorite thing about CattleCon, or what do you look forward to the most, every year
Yeah,
as a
I mean, I would say, of course, the trade show floor. We get to speak every year we get to speak to somebody who has never seen one of our products before, and that's always really exciting to show somebody for the first time and tell them our story and explain why everything is the way it is. But it's also really nice because we get to see return customers. And so hearing those people come back and say, "Oh, I love it. It's the best thing we ever did," that's endearing. And so, um, of course, the trade show is exciting, but I do, Cassie might argue, we have different favorites, but I love like the B Fit, the 5K. Like I've
Yeah,
done that every year. And I think that's fun to do and get to see people run it that morning, and then out on the trade show floor later in the day, it's like, "Hey, I saw you, running the 5K." It's like a
yeah,
conversation. It's fun to do, and then, I'm dragging her out to the Wednesday night events, and so I like the Wednesday night event just to get out and see people and get to see the town a little bit more.
yeah.
But, we were kinda joking on our podcast. This is, like, my highlight of the year with Rawhide. Like, I love CattleCon. I love coming out and getting excited for it and building the hype, and my sister's a lot more laid back. She's just kinda like, "Yeah, it's fun," you know? Um,
Yeah,
but no, I look forward to all of it. I think that from everything from that Monday night, exhibitor social to all of it, I think it's fun, and, it's exhausting at the end of it, but, it's worth it. It's once a year that we do this huge show, and,
yeah.
um I think it's fun to go all in and get the best experience we can out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the people who participate in the BFit, that 5K run, I just think they're next level because there's so much walking at CattleCon, and the days are long and you don't get a lot of sleep. So those people to me are just amazing that they get out there and do that, and then they, like you said, they come to the trade show floor and you see them later, and yeah,
Well, I
it's
messed up last year because we scheduled our Cattleman to Cattleman interview the same day as the BFit.
oh
So I like hustled back to the hotel, tried to get my hair done right to get back
yeah.
in time, and it was not my best hair day. But you know what? It's a trade-off. It's fine.
I was gonna say, I couldn't even tell. You looked like you were ready for that
Well, there you
Cattleman
go.
Cattleman interview. Yeah.
So the first year in Orlando, I think we posted it on social media. It was kind of funny, but I did the BFit and it was dark because it's early and
Oh,
it's dark
yeah.
out. And I had just gotten a new phone and it wasn't syncing with my watch. And so I had to take my phone on the run. And so I had my phone in my hand. I don't know if that threw me off, but I hit like a lip in the sidewalk and I wiped out
Oh,
like
no.
full on, like scraped knuckles, like straight down. And this gal from K-State was behind me and saw it, and we kinda laughed about it, and she's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "I'm fine." But so the trade show floor, like, I have Band-Aids all over my hands. So as I'm, like, showing people stuff, I'm like, "Don't mind the Band-Aids."
Yeah.
Like, "Sorry about that."
Oh, that is
But
funny. It
but it
is
was an
dark, though,
experience.
yeah, because you
It
guys
is.
get up so early and, yeah, you run that thing. That's oh,
But I
man, that's
think and maybe it was you I was talking to, but I guess we're doing it a little bit different this year. Like,
yeah.
it's not so much a course that you just go out and run, like, it's kind of guided, is that right?
Yeah,
Or
this year it's a little bit different. It's gonna be more guided and more of like an opportunity to see different spots in downtown Nashville, that you can either run to or walk to.
Yep, that'll be fun.
Yeah. Yep.
Just exciting to get out and promote, I the part that I love about it is that, um, promoting, like, beef as a healthy protein, like, certain news will come out that, you shouldn't eat red meat, yada, yada, and it's like, that's bogus, and so it's kind of to me, it's like a lot of people going out there proving, like, "We're gonna go be fit, and we're gonna eat beef,
Yeah.
like, and we're gonna
Yeah.
be fine."
Right. Yeah. I always like the shirts you get from that event, the Be Fit shirts.
Yeah,
Yeah. I always, wear it around just kind of just on the weekends or something, and people always comment, and I'm like, yeah, it's the superior protein option, so
it is.
I like to rep
The
it. Yeah.
I think that Orlando was like the lime green one. It's like a
Yeah.
dry fit material, and
Yeah.
so I'll wear it all the time when I work out, and so if my daughter
Yeah.
like, the other day, she saw me and she's like, "Did you work out?" I'm like, "No." She's like, "Well, you're wearing your BeFit shirt." I'm like, "Oh, I can
Yeah.
wear it other times."
Yeah. That's funny.
That's
Aw.
awesome. No, it's fun. So, yeah, that's a highlight too. It's all a highlight. So,
Yeah, it's hard
we
it's
enjoy
hard
it.
it's hard to pick just one. Yeah. I
Yeah.
like I like all the educational opportunities that CattleCon has, from, the learning lounges to cattle chats, and then this year we have Cattlemen's College that's open to all attendees. In the
Yeah.
past, it's been a separate ticketed item, so I think it's great that all the attendees get to attend Cattlemen's College this year and hear from different speakers and hopefully take some important information back home to be more efficient and things like that at their ranch.
For sure. I've recommended to so many of our dealers even and customers to come out just because there's such a wide range of knowledge that you can get and then also the wide range of things you can see on the trade show floor, just from the newest technology to, stuff that's been around forever and um, for us, we just like showing like letting people see firsthand like the material, like how
Yeah,
they can actually put their hands on it and, like,
right.
compare it to people that have kinda copied us, and they can kinda see, like, "Oh, yeah, like, there is a difference. I can see the
Yeah.
difference," you know?
It's huge opportunity to like get to feel the, portable corral and open the gates and yeah, get to actually get your hands on it and things like that. It's it's a huge opportunity I think for these companies to take advantage of talking to recurring customers and potentially new ones. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, and going out to that summit, which was fun, going out to the exhibitor summit, one of the pointers that they had, I said, we see a lot of return customers, and I'm drawing a blank on the guy who does a lot of our classes for that. Is it Benjamin? I can't think. Oh gosh, I'm having a brain fart. But anyways, the guy who does a lot of the teaching for the trade show, his
Oh,
thing was,
um, sorry, what is his
see, you're
name?
going to do the same thing I'm doing.
I can picture his face.
I know. I can see him. I'm just trying to
Is
remember
it
his name.
is it Jeff Fetterbush? Is it
No, or is it Jefferson Davis?
Jefferson Davis? Yeah,
Jefferson Davis.
that's who it
Ben,
is.
same thing.
I'm gonna
I
blame
was
my
close.
pregnancy brain. I should have
I
known
have I have
that.
no excuse. But Jefferson Davis was awesome to visit with. His classes were great, and then I got to sit with him on the bus on the way to one of our stops on the Sights and Bites tour, and just talking with him. And he was the one who was like, you know what, bring a gift for your current customers, like somebody who's already a customer and they stop by, have something for them. And so we are doing that. So we have
Yeah, I love
a
that.
gift for all of our current customers that swing by. We've got something for them. And I think that was
Awesome.
cool because I thought that's a good point. Here's people that have already invested in us and they're swinging by to say hi and tell us what they love about it. And so we have something for them. So I think that's
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah, that's a great piece of advice. I love that.
Yeah, he was awesome to visit with. So
Yeah. Yeah, nice little thank you for your customers that have been with you for a while.
I know because a lot of times that's what we'll see more of at CattleCon, more than potential customers. We see current customers, and so
Yeah.
that'll
Yeah.
be exciting.
Can you tell, like, based on our location, is it certain customers in that region, or do they tend to come to CattleCon
Oh,
every
they
year?
travel.
Yeah.
Last year, I felt like maybe it was because San Antonio was more midline, but we had a ton of our Oregon and Washington State and California, like a lot of customers from that coast were at the show. And maybe it was because the year before it was clear in Orlando, so maybe it was an easier flight for them. But I was really surprised how much West Coast customers we had last year, that stopped by. But I've already talked to people on social media. We have a lot of Missouri customers that are going to be at this event. So I think we're going to pull a lot more of that Midwest, which is where the cows are and which is where our corrals are. So I think we'll see a lot of current customers and potential customers. I think it'll be a pretty good sight. I mean, literally, many people that I've talked to they were already coming, and they're going to see it in person. And one of them was wanting to see a loading chute, and I was trying to find corrals in his area with a loading chute, and I was like, hold on, are you coming to CattleCon? Yeah. I'm like, okay, we're bringing a loading chute. Like,
There you go,
come to
yeah.
CattleCon and you'll see a loading chute. So I think we're going to have a really good turnout for people around us at this show.
I bet you're right. Yeah, being in Nashville, I think we're gonna get a lot of drive-in folks from those
Yep.
neighboring states that, yeah, where a lot of cattle are. So I think
Agreed.
we're expecting to get a big attendance at this show.
Yeah. Oh, that's exciting. We're
Yeah.
excited. We'll miss you, but we're excited.
Oh, yeah. I'll miss you guys too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be putting out several more of these podcasts. Like, some of the guests that I have coming on, Rob with Strobel and all those. And so you'll be able to tune in and kind of hear what they have to say about everything. So,
That's awesome. Yeah, I can't wait. I love
yeah.
that.
So, yeah. Well, I think that's all I'm going to pick on you about. So,
Okay.
thank you for agreeing to come on the podcast and for giving us the behind the curtain experience of,
Mm.
being a part of NCBA and CattleCon. I think it's cool to hear your side of everything.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Thank you for the opportunity and thanks for your support of NCBA over the years. And anytime you need anything, let me know.
Awesome. Well, you have a good one and good luck with everything with the baby.
Thank you, Heather. Take care.
All right, you too. We'll see you.
Bye.